Hello, my friends. I hope you all are having a fabulous day. I'm going to share with you one of the easiest cookie recipes you'll ever run across. 4 ingredients. The recipe is very unique and it's very delicious, and you can make ahead and freeze to have cookies on hand to pull out anytime you need cookies. Now, why, you might ask, would I need cookies? If you're a mom and you have kids at home and in school, you know there's always a reason to send cookies to school, whether you're sending a gift to the teachers or you're just treating everyone in your child's class to some cookies. It's always a good idea to have cookies on hand. I'm going to show you this recipe, and you might be surprised that you don't have to pull out flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt. You are going to start with strawberry cake mix. These are strawberry white chocolate chip cookies. What a combination, strawberry and white chocolate. How can it not be great? So you're going to start with a strawberry cake mix. Your second ingredient, and these don't have to be in order, but it's going to be butter. And you're going to want to melt your butter before you put everything together. And then you're going to have 2 eggs. And your white chocolate chips, you're going to have half of a cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how easy these are to make. Any of my recipes, I'm always using Duncan Hines. It's always going to be net weight 15.25 ounces. That can be important. You cannot use a keto cake mix. They are not the same as the regular traditional cake mix. But I believe every other major brand, Duncan Hines, Pillsbury, they probably are all this weight. But you just want to make sure to get a basic cake mix. And the thing about the strawberry cake mix, it has a fabulous strawberry flavor. To make strawberry cookies, I really don't know how else you could do it. Most strawberry recipes use fresh or frozen strawberries, but in cookies, you don't want all that liquid. So this is your friend, the cake mix, when it comes to strawberry cookies. We're gonna do our eggs. So we have 2 eggs. Boy, I did not do a great job of cracking that one, guys. And I will link to, because someone always asks, I will link to my mixer, my bowl, my pan. This is my batter bowl. It is perfect for mixing cookies, cake, pancakes, anything that you can either pour or that you just want this size. This is perfect batter bowl. Okay, so now we're going to add the melted butter. Now I do want to point something out. I melted this butter earlier and I've been letting it get to room temp. With eggs, you don't want to pour hot butter over eggs. It might coddle them. It might partially cook them. So make sure your melted butter is not hot. I had the same hand mixer forever and I found this Braun and I really like it. I like the way these mixer blades are shaped like that, and I like that you've got that and then you turn right or left for speed. So all we're going to do is mix this until it's completely smooth. Now you're going to want to mix it until it's a batter. It's not going to be like a cake mix where it's a thin batter. This is going to be thick. So I'm going to show you when it starts pulling away from the side like this and getting thick, you know it's almost ready. You don't want to see any traces of cake mix. So it's going to get really thick. It smells so good, that strawberry. I would be licking these blades, but raw egg. Half a cup of white chocolate chips. These are Lily's white chocolate style baking chips. There is no added sugar. I have friends who are super health conscious. They're paleo, they're low carb, and for their dessert, they will buy Lily's chips. 1 tablespoon, which I probably just put 1/4 of a tablespoon in my mouth, and so yummy. 1 tablespoon has 8 carbs, 2 grams of fiber, so that would be 6 net carbs, only 2 grams of total sugars, 0 added sugars, and 60 calories. You cannot beat that. So if you're gonna make these cookies and you wanna feel a little bit better about the sugar, use Lily's baking chips. There we go. Now, I'm going to fold these in, and I need to get a spatula. It's got a little wider head, so you just fold them in like this. Folding is just where you sort of stir and turn. So here we go. You just want to mix it until all the chips are well incorporated. And guys, if you want to, you can add more chips. I'm just gonna add a few more. The oven has been preheating, and the oven preheats, you wanna get it to 375. So make sure you realize it's 375, not the typical 350 that a lot of cookies are cooked on. If you bake cookies at all, this is my favorite. I stand on it because it's the best. USA pan, it cooks evenly every time. I love it. I have so many of these. I have a jumbo. I always, for these cookies, put parchment, but with a USA pan. Really don't have to, I just always do. So you're going to want to get a scoop. This is, I believe, the small, and this is how you do it. You just want to get even balls, and you want to space them about 2 inches apart. I have a recipe on Family Savvy on the blog, along with this, which I'll link to this recipe. But in the South, probably one of the most popular cakes is a strawberry cake. And where I live, there are 2 restaurants that are local, and they are known for their strawberry cake. In fact, I saw that Bethany Frankel was sharing that she had received an Edgar's Bakery. That's right down the street. I've been there a million times. And then my personal favorite, I think both of these sell them online. Ooh, little rogue, is Ashley Mack's. Ashley Mack's is my absolute favorite. I believe Ashley Mack's has the best chicken salad, and I believe she has the best strawberry cake. But people love hers and Edgar's. So if you are ever in Birmingham, go get a slice of their strawberry cake. But I have a recipe for strawberry cake that uses a cake mix, just like these cookies. And it is so easy, and people love it. And I have 2 different ways to glaze it. You can glaze it with a strawberry glaze to give a tart, sweet glaze, or you can just use a regular confection or sugar glaze. But it's perfect to have in your arsenal, your recipe box, because it's easy. And a bundt cake is always beautiful because it's a bundt. And glaze is easier than frosting because you just pour it over. So in addition to keeping the recipe for these strawberry cookies, I would love for you to try my strawberry cake that is made from a cake mix. And guess what? As I'm sitting here talking, I just realized that I have Ashley Mack's strawberry cake recipe on the blog. And Ashley's a friend of mine. Hello, my friends. My camera died, so I'm back. And I was in the middle of saying that I'm friends with Ashley McMakin, Ashley Mack's. She's so talented. Her restaurants are always full, and she's got multiple ones around Birmingham. But she was on the podcast, and we talked about all of her recipes. She also has a cookbook. I'll link to all of that. I'll link to the podcast. I will link to her cookbook. But she shared her strawberry cake recipe years ago, and it may even be in her cookbook. So if you want to make the real deal with no cake mix, that's a great one. So here are these cookies. I'm about to put them in the oven, and I'll show you once they're done how they turned out. Okay, my friends, look at these beautiful strawberry white chocolate chip cookies. They are so gorgeous. Can you not just see those in the window of a bakery? They're so pretty. They smell great. And they're so pretty on a plate. So I want to take a picture. That was for Instagram. Okay, now I'm going to show these styled on a plate. And we might enjoy 1 or 2. But as I said, these are going in the freezer. Now, I have had these cooling for about 30 minutes while I've been doing some work, because you don't want to try to get them off the parchment paper while they're hot. They're really soft, but I've let them cool. Ooh, since that broke, I'm gonna have to eat it. I'm gonna tell you what these taste like. They taste like, if you've ever had a strawberry cake, it tastes like strawberry cake, even more intense strawberry flavor, because you've got that dense, crumb, whereas in cake, it's more cake-like. These could not be easier. They could not be more delicious. They could not be prettier to have these in your freezer, ready to pull out when your children or your grandchildren or you and your spouse need or want cookies. So I hope this was helpful. I will link to all of the things, and if you enjoy my content, I do hope that you'll subscribe to my channel. I love hearing from you, and I'm grateful that you're here. And as always, until next time, be blessed and stay savvy.